Delimitation. What is the meaning of delimitation? Already I told you. Delimitation will fix the limits of the boundary and it will also fix the territorial constituencies. You know that students, SC, ST reservations are there only in the Lok Sabha as well as Assembly. There is no reservation in the Rajya Sabha as well as Council. Article 82, it talks about the delimitation of the Lok Sabha constituencies, and Article 170, it talks about the delimitation of the Assembly constituencies. I mean, central level and state level generally, articles will be in the difference of 89. General difference will be the 89. Very rarely, sometimes it will be the 79. Delimitation Commission will decide. For example, Telangana will have 17 seats, Andhra Pradesh will have 25 seats. That will be decided by Delimitation Commission based on what? Based on population. Based on population. Out of these 3 members, if there is a difference of opinion among these 3 members in the Delimitation Commission, majority prevails. That means out of these 3 members, what the 2 members are saying, they will take decision accordingly. So this is generally tested in so many this election commission. Delimitation Commission. So Delimitation Commission, listen guys, Delimitation Commission will be appointed to implement the process which is mentioned in the Article 82. But the Delimitation Commission itself is not mentioned in the Article 82. So never ever get confused on that. Delimitation Commission is not a constitutional body. It is a statutory body. Delimitation Commission according to Parliament law. According to Parliament law. So Delimitation Commission will be appointed. So Delimitation Commission is nothing but what? It is a statutory body. It is a statutory body states. So first Delimitation Commission was appointed in 1952. Subsequently, Delimitation Commission appointed in 1962 as well as in 1972 and recently in 2002. So in exams, you must remember that Delimitation Commission is appointed 4 times so far. So far it appointed for 4 times, 52, 62, 72 and 2002 based on the respective census. 52 based on the 51 census, 62 based on 61 census, 72 based on the 71 census and 2002 based on the 2001 census. What the Delimitation Commission will do? Delimitation Commission will do following things. It decides about number of seats in Lok Sabha, number of seats in Lok Sabha. It also decides about number of seats in Assembly, number of seats in Assembly, and it also decides about boundaries of Lok Sabha and Assembly constituencies, boundaries of Lok Sabha and Assembly constituencies, and Delimitation Commission also deals with the SC, ST reservations. All these are things dealt by the Delimitation Commission. Number of seats in Lok Sabha, that means for example, Telangana is having how many seats in Lok Sabha? 17. Andhra Pradesh 25. Who will decide? Delimitation Commission will decide. Strength of Assembly, Telangana Assembly strength 119, Andhra Pradesh 175, decided by the Delimitation Commission. Constituency, Secunderabad constituency, Malkajgiri constituency, their limits are decided by Delimitation Commission. And you know that in Lok Sabha and Assembly we are having only SC, ST reservation. We don't have the women reservation and we don't have the BC reservation also. So these are decided by the Delimitation Commission. So Delimitation Commission appointed 4 times. But only the problem is Delimitation Commission will decide, for example, Telangana will have 17 seats, Andhra Pradesh will have 25 seats. That will be decided by Delimitation Commission based on what? Based on population. Based on population. But what happened, you know students, from 1951 to 1971, from 1951 to 1971, the population growth rate in North India, and South India, more or less it was similar. But after 1970s, when Indira Gandhi was Prime Minister, after 1970s, the population growth rate, I am not talking about the population absolute number, I am talking about population growth rate. Population growth rate in South India is decreasing, okay, whereas population growth rate in North India remains same or increasing. Why? Because the family planning program in South India, it implemented effectively. So now, who got the population advantage? North India or South India? North India. Okay. after 1971, so the population growth rate in North India is way more than the South India, This resulted to high population in North India, So, when you are having high population means you will get more number of seats, isn't it? Because the number of seats in Lok Sabha and Assembly is based on what? Is based on the population. High population in North India means higher seats to North India, in both Lok Sabha and states also, they will have high number of assembly seats. Are you understanding? To prevent this, what we done to prevent this? We took the population census up to 1971 and we stopped there. That means in 1981, in 1991, in 1981, 1992, in 2002, we did not increase the number of seats in Lok Sabha and we did not increase the number of seats in Assembly also. Why? To prevent the advantage to this North Indian states. Okay, students. In 1971, we stopped increasing number of seats in Lok Sabha, and Assembly. We stopped number of seats increase in Assembly in Lok Sabha. Initially we stopped till 2001, but we extended now up to which year? Up to 2026. Okay. Recently actually they asked one question in the UPSC prelims. The vote value of Puducherry is higher than the Arunachal Pradesh. That was one of the statement in question. Actually that is true, because in the president election you do not go with the 2011 census. In president election you will go with the 1971 census. If you calculate the MLA vote value in 1971, the vote value of Puducherry is always higher than the vote value of Arunachal Pradesh. They given one more statement also. The MLA vote value of Kerala is higher than the Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh higher than Kerala, the statement given. That is also the wrong. In fact, Kerala MLA vote value is higher than the Madhya Pradesh. Generally, we think that Madhya Pradesh population is higher, so Madhya Pradesh vote value will be the higher, but that is a wrong. In fact, Kerala vote value is higher. That basics you will cover in president election. Are you done with the president? In president election, you might have read that MLA vote value will be calculated according to what? What is the population? What is the formula for that? MLA vote value. Total population of the state divided by total elected MLAs. Because MLAs will be the Anglo-Indian MLA also. Anglo-Indian MLA will not be there, only elected MLAs, that you have to know. Anyhow, now we stopped giving reservation to Anglo-Indians. That is a different story. Which amendment? 104 amendment. Okay, students, in 1971, we stopped increasing the number of seats in Lok Sabha and we stopped increasing the number of assembly seats also. So, we do not increase till when? Till 2026. After 2026, only whichever the first census will come, based on that number of seats will be increased. So, this is about the delimitation. So, now quickly we will go back. What we are discussing? We are discussing about the delimitation issue. Why we are discussing about the delimitation in the issue in the current affairs class? Because the South Indian state, they are complaining that in this delimitation process, North Indian state will be represented higher. Because now in delimitation, the present delimitation, they are going to take 2011 census. So far we took which census? 1971. If they take 2011 census, then obviously who will get more number of seats? North India will get more number of seats. Already the Finance Commission also, they took 2011 census and given more funding to the North India. So when you already lost financially, now you are going to lose democratically also. That is what South Indian states are complaining. That is the reason now we are discussing in this class. So here Delimitation Commission deals with the number of Lok Sabha seats as well as assembly seats, and Delimitation Commission is appointed by appointed by Parliament. So, Delimitation Commission is a statutory body. So far how many times Delimitation Commission appointed? 4 times. The delimitation process mentioned in which article? 82. But does the article mention about any delimitation commission? No. Okay. In polity you will read detail. What is the composition of delimitation commission? Who will lead the delimitation commission? Tell me students, who acts as the chairman of delimitation commission? Who acts as chairman of delimitation commission? Election Commission of India. You want me the options? You want options? You want options? Chief Election Commissioner, Election Commissioner, President, Eminent Jurist. Chief Election Commissioner. Question: who acts as a chairman of Delimitation Commission? Have you heard about the word Delimitation Commission? Yes or no? Yes, a Delimitation Commission. Who acts as the chairman of Delimitation Commission? Chief Election Commissioner or Election Commissioner or President, Eminent Jurist? Who's that? Chief Election Commissioner, Eminent Jurist. Okay. So generally the Delimitation Commission will be headed by, so none of the above students. It will be the retired Supreme Court judge. It will be the active or retired Supreme Court judge. Active or retired Supreme Court judge. So you have to be. No, he don't fit under the eminent jurist category. Okay. For example, what are the qualifications to become the Supreme Court judge? 10 years of practice as a High Court judge, then Chief Justice of any High Courts, okay, of High Court, then advocate, 10 years of advocate experience and eminent jurist. Why we kept this eminent jurist? Because eminent jurist is not equal to Supreme Court judge. Eminent jurist can be a person who is, like acting as a law professor in any law university. The person is also an eminent jurist. A person who is practicing a private lawyer also, eminent jurist. Anything. Eminent jurist not necessarily associated with the High Court as well as Supreme Court. So answer must be active or retired Supreme Court. Generally, retired Supreme Court judge will be appointed as a Delimitation Commission chairman, and other members of the Delimitation Commission are Election Commission of India, Chief Election Commissioner, plus in whichever the state they are doing that exercise, that state election commissioner, SEC, state election commissioner. So this is the composition of the delimitation. And how many times delimitation appointed so far? 4 times delimitation appointed. Okay. And now we are taking 1971 population and we stopped that, because after that the population growth rate in North India and South India is completely different. So we kept 1971 as a base. And when it is going to be changed? After 2026 it is going to be changed. Now what is the main complaint? The main complaint is, now listen, if 2011 census taken as standard, obviously, okay, more representation will be given to North India, more representation to North India. So this is the complaint of South India, because GDP point of view also the contribution of South India is pretty much significant. So now already you are losing in terms of Finance Commission, because Finance Commission is taking the data of 2011, and if you lose the representation also, then that will be the losing both on the financial side as well as the democratic representation. That is the main complaints of the South Indian state. That is the reason it is in news. I hope you understood detail. If you have any doubts, ask me, students. Now let us go to the notes.
Why 2021 census is being postponed indefinitely?
By?
Why 2021 second year census is being postponed? Are there genuine reasons or it is politically motivated?
Because of the COVID pandemic, the census was been postponed. Now we are waiting for the government decision whether they will go for the census or not, just because of the COVID only, because of the COVID reason. Delimitation Commission. Sir, government, when government gives the advice to the president, and president will appoint them. All the appointments will be done by the president only, because president is the head of the executive. According to article 53, when you check all the unions executive powers are vested with the president, and according to article 77, you know that all the actions of the union government will be on the name of the president. Yes. No selection panel, no selection panel regarding the delimitation commission. Delimitation. Now, why it is in news? Already I told you, so many politicians from southern states, they are raising voices over the delimitation, because South Indian states, they felt it is unfair, because South Indian state, I mean, these notes will be given to you, don't worry. First listen, okay. They are feeling unfair because they are not getting the number of seats according to the population. So many seats are going to the North India only. That is the main reason, friends. Population control. Already told you, South Indian states, they control population very effectively. So the population growth rate in South India is less, and the population growth in North India is very high, and they are going to get the advantage, and which is been saying by the South Indian states. Next, delimitation. What is the meaning of delimitation? Already I told you, delimitation will fix the limits of the boundary, and it will also fix the territorial constituencies. Even delimitation commission will decide the reservations also. You know that, students, SC/ST reservations are there only in the Lok Sabha as well as Assembly. There is no reservation in the Rajya Sabha as well as Council. There is no reservations, Rajya Sabha, Council. What about the President? Do you have SC/ST reservation in the President?
No, sir.
No reservation. Vice President? No. Speaker? Tell me, Speaker.
Maybe, sir.
Do you have any SC/ST reservation for Speaker?
Yes, maybe.
No. Okay. You have SC/ST reservation for only Lok Sabha as well as Assembly and local government. In local government, you are not only having SC/ST reservation, you are having the women reservation also. 1/3 of the total number of seats will be reserved to women. But the BC reservation is optional in the local level. It depends on the state. Last year, Madhya Pradesh government, they enacted the OBC reservation in the local governments. That is optional. Okay. Next. So who will appoint? Obviously, the President of India will appoint this delimitation commission. The question someone asked. Next, so far, how many times delimitation commission set up? 4 times delimitation commission been set up, students. Next, delimitation now, based on which year? 1971. And constitutional mandate, yes, in Constitution, Article 82 talks about the number of seats in Lok Sabha and Assembly. They have to be changed after every census. What is the challenge? The challenge is about the population control. Just now we discussed. Because all the states, they are not putting same efforts to control the population. You might have known that recently, United Nations Fund on Population Growth, they are predicting that by the year July, by next year, next month, in the same year, we are going to overcome the China also in terms of population growth. You might have known that. Next, 42nd Constitution Amendment Act 1976. Based on this amendment, we stopped increasing the number of seats, and we clearly mentioned that till 2000 it is not going to be changed. Again, through 87th Amendment, we extended that like up to 2026. It must be somewhere in the next slide. Up to 2026. This you have to know. 42nd Amendment, 87, but remember 87th Amendment pretty much. 87th Amendment 2003. It frozen on the increasing the number of seats up to 2026. Okay. Next, why you have to do the delimitation? You have to do the delimitation because each and every state, they should get equal representation, at least a fair representation. For example, a state A, it is having 10 lakh population, it is having 10 seats. State B, which is having 1 lakh population, then it must have at least 1 seat. The fair representation must be done. That is can be ensured only through delimitation only, students. Delimitation will ensure 1 vote, 1 value. 1 vote, 1 value. It will be ensured by delimitation, students. Okay. And constitutional provisions. Article 82, it talks about the delimitation of the Lok Sabha constituencies, and Article 170, it talks about the delimitation of the Assembly constituencies. Always generally, so central level and state level generally, articles will be in the difference of 89. General difference will be the 89. Very rarely, sometimes it will be the 79. The difference between the central level, state level. For example, if I ask you, which article deals with the President assent to bills? President assent to bills. President don't come in the 200s, it is hundreds only. Yeah? President assent to bills, that is a parliament I am talking about. Parliament is from which range of article to which range of article? 79 to 122. Triple one obviously. Triple one. President assented to bills. Governor assented to bills? 200. 89 generally. The difference would be the 89. Okay. So, ordinance by president, ordinance by governor. Okay. Generally this difference will be the 89, 90. This is the range of the article difference between the central level as well as state level. Next, concern regarding the delimitation. Like I said earlier, regional disparity. When population are taking as a like figure, the South India, despite having only 18% of the population, it is contributing around the 35% of the country GDP. So, this may result to unequal representation between North and South India. It is very dangerous to the federal structure also. That is very important, students. Already we are claiming that 15th Finance Commission, you know that, students. What the Finance Commission will do? Yes, allocation of tax allocation, tax revenue allocation between the center and state. It also includes the grants. Okay, tax collection allocation between the center and state. Now, how much percentage is going to states now? 42. Actually, this based on this idea, one question asked in this year prelims. Which of the following factors are the parameters for the allocation of money from the between the center and state? 42%. Very good. 15th Finance Commission is also took 2011 census as a base. So, now North Indian states, they got much reserves, money reserves compared to South Indian states, and it is also going to affect the number of SC/ST seats also. Because if the number of seats in North India is increasing, means obviously the number of SC/ST seats in North India also will increase, no doubt. In India, where the SC/ST, in which context SC/ST reservations you can see, where you will see SC/ST context, and in what kind of reservation you will see to SC/ST. You will see reservation to SC/ST in education. Where you will see the reservation of SC/ST in education? Article 15.5, okay, Article 15.5 and Article 15.4. Article 15.4 added through which case? Champakam Dorai Rajan case. Okay, after the Champakam Dorai Rajan case, 15.4 was added. This is about the SC/ST reservation in the education. Then what about the SC/ST reservation in jobs? Article 16, clause 4 and 4A and 4B. 4A talks about reservations in promotions. Then where you will see the SC/ST reservation further? You will see the SC/ST reservation in political. Article 243D, SC/ST reservation in the Panchayat Raj as well as municipalities. Then you will see SC/ST reservation in Lok Sabha also, Article 330. Okay. Then you will see SC/ST reservation in Assembly, Article 332. And already you know that Article 334 is saying that SC/ST reservation will be renewed for every how many years? 10 years. Every 10 years. So, these are the various reservations given to SC/ST, and you must also know that National Commission for SC, Article 338, and National Commission for ST is Article 338A. Article 338A. For SC/STs, we are having the Schedule 5, protection of the SC/STs, Schedule 5. How many states are having the Schedule 5? 10 states. 10 states. Okay. Which state is having the highest number of ST, recognized STs? Madhya Pradesh. Highest number of STs, recognized STs. Highest number of PBTs is? Odisha. Highest number of PBT. So, this is what you have to know, students. All the constitutional provisions where SC and STs are having the different types of reservations: political reservation, education reservation, and employment reservations. So, that even though they are asking, they want to test your interconnectiveness in the concepts, you can easily answer this type of MCQs. So, how many of you wrote this year prelims exam? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, what would be the cutoff according to your source? CJAT, right? 7, that's a very wide range here. So,
I think so 80 to 85.
80 to 85. Same? Did not write? Someone said who wrote? More than 85? I do not think so. Okay. It will be around 80 to 82 plus or minus. So, that is the range. I mean, I think so, but let us see. So, appointment, as we discussed earlier, President of India will be appointed the Election Commission, and Election Commission, this Delimitation Commission, it consists of retired Supreme Court Judge, Chief Election Commissioner and respective State Election Commissioners, Article 243K, Election Commission of the state. Functions already we discussed, and one more thing students, here out of these 3 members, if there is a difference of opinion among these 3 members in the Delimitation Commission, majority prevails. That means out of these 3 members, what the 2 members are saying, they will take decision accordingly. So, this is generally tested in so many this like mock tests. Majority of decision prevails students.